Hey FlossTube, this is Brian. Welcome back. This is my 45th FlossTube video, and I plan on sharing with you the things that I have been stitching this week. But first of all, I want to welcome you. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoyed the things that I have to share with you. If you are back, thank you for coming back and thank you for spending time with me. It has been a crazy week for me, and I am really glad for the weekend to be here. And this is actually a special weekend. It's General Conference weekend for the members of my church, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And we are going to be watching sessions of conference today and tomorrow. It's always an inspiring time, and I always enjoy listening to and watching conference. It's also a time when I have a little bit more time to stitch. I like to stitch during conference. It helps me concentrate a little bit more and listen better to the talks. So I plan on stitching today and tomorrow, which will be pretty fun. So first of all, I want to address some of the comments that have been left on my channel since last week. So first of all, Mary Jo Molding asked me if my wife and kids know how popular I am. And I find that to be an interesting question, first of all, because I don't know that I understand how popular I am. I certainly don't feel popular. But my wife and kids do, they do know how many subscribers I have. My wife is subscribed to my channel, and she's actually started watching my videos recently. So yeah, she knows. My kids are also subscribed to my channel. I don't know how religiously they watch my videos, but they know. I told this story before, but I think it's kind of funny. My son was in Mexico for a couple of years when I started making my videos. And when he got home, no one told him that I had been making videos. So one day he caught me editing a video, and he asked me what I was doing. And so I told him. And then he asked me all sorts of questions, and he looked up my channel. And when he saw the number of subscribers that I had and the number of views that I had, he was a little bit surprised. And ever since then, he's kind of given me a hard time about having a YouTube channel. It's kind of funny. If you haven't seen Carolyn's last video, her channel name is Stash Sisters. She works at the Attic in Mesa. She has a son who lives in New York, and evidently he started doing stand-up comedy, and she posted a video of him doing a routine about how his mother has a FlossTube channel. And it's pretty funny because it's the same kind of thing. It's like him expressing a little bit of surprise at the number of subscribers that she has. So I'll put a link to her video down below so that you can watch that if you haven't seen it. It's pretty funny. That's kind of the reaction that my family has had with me. Is they're a little bit surprised at how many subscribers that I have. So Confran Fan is the name of the channel. Rick, he asked me if I do cross stitch exclusively or if I ever do needlepoint. And I have considered doing needlepoint a little bit. My grandmother did needlepoint, and I kind of grew up watching her do needlepoint, and that's kind of what was the beginning of my cross stitch interest. She did great big huge full coverage pieces in needlepoint. And I remember she did a great big pheasant that she worked on for a very long time. And she did some other things, but her pieces were all full coverage. I think that's why I like full coverage pieces so much, is because of watching her. So I'm kind of interested in learning needlepoint. I haven't yet. I haven't really found a place where a kit that I really want to do. I mean, I don't know if they still do, but a little while ago, Hobby Lobby started selling needlepoint kits and some tapestries, and I looked at them, and yeah, they didn't have anything that I really wanted to do. So I guess if I found the perfect needlepoint pattern, I might try it. So Brenda Brown asked me more about my floss storage. In my last video, I showed how I dealt with blended threads. And so I'll talk a little bit about what I do for floss storage. Basically, I just have a box of floss for every project that I stitch. So this is my box for the next project that I'm going to stitch. I put a label on it so that I know what project it's for. Before I start stitching a project, if I have something that I have kitted up, I just keep it in Ziploc bags. And this project is in transition. This is my last project that I worked on. This is the project that I'm going to be working on this week. And it's a Amish Life. It's what I'm going to be what I started about a month ago. So this is my box of floss. I make a hard, and then I have my key here, so that I don't have to be paging through stuff in order to be able to find stuff, in order to be able to find what I'm looking for. So I have my key, and I put a copy of that in my box, and then I have my floss. You'll notice that this box is partially full. That's because I used to put all my floss on bobbins before I started, and I've decided that life is too short to spend a whole night putting floss on bobbins. So right now I have the floss that I've already used. I have a bunch of empty bobbins here. The rest of the floss for the project is here in this bag. And the first time I use a new color, I go searching through the colors in my bag, and then I put it in here. So that's what I'm doing, and that helped me get started a little bit sooner. So with a project that is, I will keep the floss and the fabric in a bag like this, so that when I'm ready to start, I can just pull it out. And that works for me. Some of you that live where it's humid might not like this, because I don't know, maybe you'd have troubles with mildew, but it's really dry here. I don't have to worry about a lot of humidity. I've never had a needle rust, so yeah, that's one of the advantages of living here. Okay, so that's all the comments that I had. As always, I enjoy hearing from you. If you have any questions or any comments that you would like to make, feel free to make them in the comment box below. Next thing I want to talk about is something that I would like to stitch. And I've had these charts forever, and I'm kind of embarrassed that I haven't started one of them, because because when I first saw these, I really liked them, and I would love to stitch one of these, but I keep getting distracted by more shiny things, I guess. If you haven't heard of Marty Bell, she's an artist that does watercolor, I think, and she has done a lot of watercolors of famous houses in the United States and a whole bunch of cottages in England. And Pegasus Originals basically converted a lot of her paintings into cross-stitch patterns. And I have some of these. And when I first saw these were, it's like, I was really amazed. They're right up my alley. They're mostly full coverage or full coverage, depending on the pattern, and they're houses. So, which I like. So here are some of my Marty Bell patterns. I would like to start one of these. This is Rocky Mountain Christmas. I think I've shown you this before. This is a Victorian mansion in Colorado, I believe. And I really like that picture. There's a lot of white in there, though. That's what scares me about this one. It's stitched on blue fabric, so the blue up here is not stitched. So I guess you could do it on white and then stitch the blue if you find a light blue and stitch that instead. Another one, this is the one that I saw that really blew me away. This is Miss Hathaway's Garden. It's a cottage in England. It's Miss Hathaway refers to Anne Hathaway, who was Shakespeare's wife, I think. And this is a huge, great big huge piece, very detailed. There, if you look at all of those flowers in there, that is just very, very, very confetti heavy. So I think this one would take a while to stitch because of all the confetti. But it's huge. There's couching along the top of the thatch too, which is kind of interesting to give you kind of a diamond pattern on the top of the thatch. This is Mendocino Twilight. This one is full coverage. This blue up here is stitched. And what I like about this is I like the reflection in the water. I really like that effect. And I guess this is a house in Mendocino. And then I have one more English cottage. This is Tulip Time. Once again, this one's smaller than Miss Hathaway's Garden, but it looks to me like there is a lot of confetti in here, with all the blooms in front of the house, in front of the cottage. And finally, the Abbey. I think this is in New Jersey. I think this is a Victorian in New Jersey. So yeah, so I really like her paintings, and they're just right up my alley. So here's another something that I would love to start. So just a quick summary. I'm going to show you just a couple of graphs to show you kind of where things are. We've finished up the month of March, so I'll show you my stitch trend, and you can see that the number of stitches that I stitched went up. And I'm happy with that. It's been a good month. I've stitched 4 of my 5 whips, which is good. And I would have done more, but I spent 2 weeks on Autumn Magic, and then I spent another almost 2 weeks on Quaker Christmas too. And so if I hadn't have done that, I think I would have touched all of my whips. So. But yeah, it's been a good month. I'll show you this chart also. This is my cumulative number of days I've worked on each of my projects on each month. I showed this a while ago. I had dropped at the end of the year because I had a whole bunch of finishes, and that dropped a lot of projects off of the bar chart. But you can see that the number of days that I've worked on projects is climbing again. I didn't expect it to go up this at quite so fast. And this chart is just going to get more and more dominated by Autumn Magic as time goes on, just because, yeah, I mean, we'll be up into 700, 800 days worked on Autumn Magic before it falls off the chart. So that will become more and more prominent in this graph as time goes on. So there's my charts. Okay, I'm excited to show you what I've done this week. I have been working on, as you probably remember, I am working on 4 Seasons, a primitive Quaker year. This is designed by Modern Folk Embroidery. It was their stitch along for last year. I don't have a good picture of what it will look like when it is finished, but I will show you what it looked like the last time you saw it. And I am stitching, this is being stitched on 35 count Classic Homespun from R&R. And the floss that I'm using is Silks4U PR075, which is it's a royal blue. There's like tonal variegation in it. It goes like light and dark. It's really a pretty floss. I really like it. So this is what it looks like now. I'll bring it over here. So it's been, yeah, this is what it looks like now. So I have been able to accomplish quite a bit. I stitched, there were a couple of these I think I was stitched down to here. So I finished stitching all of these motifs through here. There's a church and some more trees. And I think this is a hare. I'm calling this a hare, not a rabbit. Some more trees and more snowflakes. And then I stitched this triangle, this motif in this triangle, and I started working on this motif in this diamond. And I am really happy with the way things have turned out. This looks like a snowy forest to me. I really like the way it looks. This motif is really nice. I really like this as well. And this diamond, I really like this diamond. So I'll give you a little bit closer look of it. I really like this because for several reasons. You have kind of like the diamond shape with these flowers in the corner. Then you have kind of a square made up of these motifs here. And then there is like an invisible diamond that runs through here. I don't know if you can see it, but all of the not stitched stitches running diagonally through here line up with this line as well. So there's kind of an invisible not stitched line that runs through there. So there's like another diamond. I really like that effect of having multiple shapes kind of blended together or merged together. I didn't get the border around the outside done, and there's also some stitching of another motif in the middle, so this isn't empty. So the next time that I work on this, I'm going to stitch this, finish the border, and then we'll come up here and work on spring. So yeah. Like I say, this has been really fun. Yeah, the biggest problem that I'm having with this piece, and I guess I'm going to ask for suggestions on how to do this. The biggest problem I am having with this piece is because I'm stitching with silk. This is Silks4U PR075, if I didn't say that already. And I'm having a hard time with the anchoring. And I know because the silk is a lot more slick and there's not enough friction to hold the anchor in place. And it's fine, it's fine where I have a great big huge motif. But down here where I have these little motifs and these little single stitches, I'm worried that they're going to come loose. And I've actually had a couple of them come loose already. I know that Caroline uses the Bargello tuck, and that would secure things. But how do you do that when you've got just this little stitch out here in the middle of nowhere? With these little motifs? Is there any other way that you can? Right now, I'm just using a pin stitch, and sometimes they come loose a little bit. But do you cheat and just carry? Anyway, I'm curious. Is there a good way to anchor those? Anyway. But other than that, I'm really enjoying this piece, and really I'm beginning to think I almost like these motifs in the border more than I like the seasons, actually. So anyway, yeah, that's been fun to work on. So, so let's talk about what I'm going to do this next week. I'm excited because, and I've got to look for the picture. I should have been a little bit more prepared, I guess. Yeah, there it is. This week, I am going to be working on Amish Life. This is a chart that was in the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. I'll put I don't remember right now, I'll put the issues that it was in the comment below. But it's also available in this book, 101 Best Loved Designs from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. It's 3 different pieces that can be stitched together. I'm stitching them together. And I started this about a month ago, so this is going to be my second time through the rotation on them. I am excited to be able to do that. I am excited because I'm excited to see more of the piece develop. So I'll show you what it looks like right now. I am stitching this on 25 count wedgewood Jobalon. And I am stitching it with DMC Floss. One thing I didn't mention last time I talked about this is I was worried 25 count, in my opinion, is a little bit, makes the stitches a little bit too big for good coverage, so I'm actually doing 3 strands of floss to make sure that I get good coverage. And of course, right now you can see there's quilts showing up, and these 2, this girl and this boy, that are on another quilt that's sitting on the ground. I'm excited because I think that we're going to be able to see more of the background here. We're going to be able to see more quilts as this progresses. And actually, the edge of the first page is like right through here somewhere. I'm getting close to the edge of the first page. And I'm not going to stitch each page separately. I'm just going to work over into the next page as I go. So it'll be just one long diagonal going through the entire design. Yeah, so I'm excited to work on this. Like I said, conference weekend, I'm going to have a lot of time to work on this weekend. And there's a hashtag that we are going to be using on Instagram. Brenda, Handwork Maniac, talked about it in her video yesterday. And that hashtag is LDSGenConfSAL. And I think I'm going to take a picture. We have a session in the morning today, in the afternoon, and then a session tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. I think I'm going to take a picture after each session to kind of show how I progress through the conference. So yeah, this is exciting. I've been looking forward to working on this for a couple of weeks, so it'll be great to stitch on it. So yeah, that's all I have to share with you today. I hope that everything is going well with you. As always, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I always enjoy hearing from you, so feel free to comment, and you can always like my videos if you want to. If you want to follow my daily progress, you can follow me on Instagram. My name is @blitstitch there. And you can follow my daily progress and see how I'm progressing through my designs this week. As always, I hope that you have a great week, and we will talk to you later. Goodbye.